Hi, everyone. This is Lisa. Welcome, whether this is your first time here or you're back again. I'm really glad you're here. I run L&L Express Services. I work as a real estate transaction coordinator and VA. I've been doing this for over 12 years. So I've been in the real estate for over 12 years. However, I've also worked in the customer service and been a VA for just a regular VA for almost 25 years. So my whole time I have worked out of my home office and I enjoy doing what I do and what I love and I wouldn't change it for the world. So back in the day I was doing it when everybody said it couldn't be done. So working out of your home office today is kind of the normal thing and what everybody wants to do. So this is coming from somebody who has lots of experience working out of the home office. So welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you're back again. So for today's topic, how have you heard of how everyone is talking about like AI is taking over real estate right now? So tonight, let's just talk about what it can't do. I know it can do a ton of things, but let's talk about what it can't do. So to first start off, I just want to introduce myself again. Again, my name is Lisa. I've had 12 years in real estate doing both the property management side of things as well as on the buying, selling side of things. In the background, doing the admin. I'm not a licensed real estate agent. I have never been a licensed real estate agent. I've only done like the back end things. So just to be clear, I've been like the admin, the TC, etc. So I've been working out of my home office for nearly the 25 years. I have the experience in admin, customer service, and transaction coordination, along with the property management side of things as well. Okay, so with nearly 25 years of working from my home office, with all the experience and everything I've had, there's a lot of things I've learned throughout the years. And one thing is for certain is I'm passionate about the systems I have in place, about the productivity and the balance in my life to where I can do work, I can have the balance of my personal life as well as my work life. It's not necessarily about working more hours, it's about building systems that create freedom. So it just kind of depends on what kind of systems that you want to do. If you want to do something like a CRM system, if you want to do just like where I started out doing like a spreadsheet system, it just kind of depends. You'd have to just kind of figure out what your balance is and just work off of that. It doesn't really matter as long as you do what you prefer, and then I'm sure as long as you continue working that, you'll figure out, well, maybe I want this instead or that, and just kind of work with it and just go with the flow and see what works best for you. For me, these days, I'm still in the spreadsheet. I love my spreadsheets. However, throughout the years, I've worked with a lot of different people, a lot of different clients, agents, so forth. And I love learning things like so I've used like Salesforce, Go How Level, all kinds of other CRMs that are out there. So I'm not against that or anything. It's just for me, I like to keep my stuff straight in a like a spreadsheet where I know where everything's at. So when you first start your day, every day as a TC, start every day with priorities, not your email, which means like go to your closings, go through your files, make sure the deadlines are on your calendar or however you put in your daily reminders or if you put them on a calendar or however you have that fixed up, make sure you go through that. Make sure there's nothing waiting from last night or if it was over the weekend, nothing came in, but just make sure that you go through things that are priority first, or you're going to get lost into things and then it's going to cause stress and chaos and all kinds of things. Working, working throughout the years, like I have been there, done that. So what I would do is just like go in and review like if there's any closings coming up for today or this week, what the deadlines are for other closings. Look at the inspection periods, make sure that your financing dates are input and make sure you know when they're coming up, if they're coming up the next couple of days and so forth, and identify your top three priorities before like opening your inbox. Because if you can do that, then you're off to a great start for starting the day. Okay, so for the next one, it's like the time block your day. So what that means is like group your work into like focus blocks. Like for your contracts, make a certain amount of blocks in your day for the contracts, for client communication. If there's a set time that your client prefers to be communicated with, whether it's first thing in the morning, whether it's around lunchtime or closer to the end of the day to get like feedback or whatever your client suggests or is open to or what the priority is. Also make a time to like set out a time for file reviews. Go through things, just go through them again. And if you're not sure, go through them again. Make sure that everything is in order. Make sure that you do like a lot of reviews over the file so that you don't miss anything and nothing slips through the cracks. Go through your CRM updates and prepare for tomorrow. So see if there's anything on your list that maybe you could get a hold of somebody today. Maybe there's an inspection date deadline coming up by the end of the week. Make sure you put blocks into your day, into your time to reach out to those people. Make sure that everything is in order. Don't wait until last minute. You need to absolutely make sure that you have a week or so like in advance. Make sure that everything is in order. I like to do things like really I like to do things about 2 weeks if I can, like before just making sure that everything is in order, nothing's gonna fall apart. Don't get me wrong, things can still come up. I mean, life happens, things come up. However, some things are out of your control, other things you can kind of be prepared for. So just look through those things, make notes, put sticky notes on your computer monitor, on your board, on wherever you have your work set up. I have a whiteboard. I put sticky notes around. I write on my whiteboard. I have reminders on my phone. I have my spreadsheets. I have all kinds of things in order. However, if this is like your first time working as a TC or you're just a beginner or you're thinking about it, you're gonna have to come up with all that stuff. Like you'll learn, but you'll have to come up with it like all on your own. So what may work for me may not work for you, but that's okay. You'll figure it out. It's not that big of a deal. You'll do great. Okay, so let's talk about checklists. So for checklist, it's very important that you use a checklist for every transaction, no matter what. You create your repeatable checklist for each stage under contract, the earnest money, the inspections, the appraisal, the financing, the closing, and the post-closing. So on my first video, I do have a link in the description. I'll also put it in this one as well, but there is a link to a checklist that I use. So you feel free to click the link, download it. It's just in a document. It's no big deal. So feel free to go ahead and click that and go by that if you'd like. Also, just make sure to keep your workspace organized. So, from years of experience, my workspace is it's like my haven, so to speak. It's my space. Nobody touches it. Nobody comes over here, minus a cat every now and then. Nobody comes over here and messes with my workspace. I have it set up like I want it set up. So just make sure like you have your clean desk set up, you have a quality headset, like the one I'm using right now is like a wireless. First time I've used a wireless because all throughout the years I've always used the cordless ones. Make sure you have good lighting. Make sure you have a comfortable chair and distraction-free office. And also, if you can, it's not a big deal, but if you can have dual monitors, I do, and I absolutely love it very much. So it kind of just depends on what your setup is, what you want your setup to be, or maybe if you're starting out, just start low, start little. If you have to start on a laptop, start on a laptop. You can always work yourself up. And if you're most comfortable on a laptop, then stick to it. Stick with whatever is comfortable for you. So if you can, it's always good to batch some similar tasks together. So what that means is just answer emails together. If you got like 5 emails to answer, just go back through them, answer them, make notes on them, send them out, make a draft, do whatever you need to do all of them together. And then, like, for the phone calls, make a list of maybe you need to call 3 different people. So just make a list of the 3 different people that you need to call and then do all of them together, and then you won't have to go back and forth, like answering email, making a call, go back to the email, etc. Updating the CRMs together. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, I know that most of the clients I've had have like a few different CRMs, which throughout the years I've gotten way used to. So I have my dual monitors. It's not a big deal for me. For someone starting out, though, it can be kind of overwhelming. So just take a breath. You'll do fine. If they have a few CRMs, just do one at a time. Log into it. It's fine. Open another tab. You'll get the hang of it within no time. Believe me, it's not that difficult. And it's fun for me. I don't know if it'll be fun for you guys, but it's fun for me. So, and upload the documents like whenever you go through and you upload documents, do them in batches so you can go ahead and just get them all out of the way. So that reduces the context switching. So it's just if you go ahead and do like things in batches, it just saves so much time and it'll keep you organized. And then for your calendar, just schedule deadlines like the appointments, do breaks on there. Everybody needs a break. Doesn't matter if you work out of your home office or not, you need a break. If you need a break, take a break. If you need to do lunch for 30 minutes, take a lunch for 30 minutes. And then just be focused on your work time for like 2 hours. And then if you need a break, like 15-20 minute break, take one. It's not that big of a deal. So treat your calendar like it's like your business partner. Put everything on there, keep them in the know. Just schedule your deadlines on there, schedule your appointments on there. I would schedule everything on there. I have everything scheduled on mine. And I've learned throughout the years that it really helps to like schedule it and just keep things on track and organized. Okay, so learn to say no. So, not every email or text requires an immediate response. So, set expectations and protect your focus. So, if an email comes in and you kind of glance over it and you see that it's nothing like urgent or anything, it's okay to take a minute and finish on what you're doing. Focus on whatever you were focusing on, whatever you were working on. Everything doesn't have to have an immediate response. However, for me, when my clients reach out, if they need something, if they have a question, I always reply back to them like immediately, no matter what. I don't care what I'm in the middle of, I reply back. It it's just the way I am. So that's just for me. For you guys, you don't necessarily have to do that. It's just that's what I like to do, and so my clients know that I am there for them. I am here. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care if it's like 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. If I see it, then I'm going to respond to them and let them know, hey, I saw your email. I will check on it first thing in the morning. If it's something that can wait until the morning, I will check on it first thing in the morning. If not, I will let them know, hey, just give me a couple of minutes. I will look this up and get back to you, etc. So I don't like not answering them right off the bat. So that's just something that is me that I've learned to do, and it's a habit of mine throughout the years. So, but again, not everything needs like an immediate response. Like if somebody just reaches out, just to ask you a question that can certainly wait until tomorrow. That don't mean, get out of bed or stop watching TV or stop doing whatever you're doing just to get up and go in the other room and check on whatever they need. It's you gotta do things in priority. So for me, my clients come first and foremost, always and forever. That's just the way that I am. Okay, so for this part, we're going to talk about building systems instead of working harder. So all that means is like use the templates if you've got templates to use. If you don't, come up with some. If you need some, reach out. I'm sure that I have some I've used and I'm happy to send them to you. I also have a newsletter, so link in the description to where I send out like the tips and tools and different things like that. So if you ever need anything, you can subscribe to that if you so choose. So like the standardized folders, just name them to where they are easier for you to know. Just make your working situation better for you, like repeatable workflows. So whatever you have that you want to like, if you want to do something like with the templates or the saved responses or anything like that, make sure you got everything in order and build the systems up instead of just working harder. Because it makes a heck of a lot more sense to just have systems in place than trying to go off the cuff and be chaotic and have everything in a mess and not have things in order like your folders or your naming the things a certain way and repeatable workflows. It just makes things so much easier. So, here's something a lot of agents don't realize. So, even AI tools depend on good systems to work. Messy files and inconsistent naming confuse us as well as AI. So, just as much as they confuse a person. So, systems aren't outdated because of AI, they're the foundation AI actually sits on top of. So, that's very interesting. So, for me, I have my folders, I always name them in a certain way, and usually I have a folder inside of a folder inside of a folder, so I have my things organized exactly where I know where they're gonna be. I can look them up in a minute, like, I know where everything is at usually, sometimes I, like, accidentally put them in the wrong place or something, but not too often, so most of the time I do have things organized in a real good way with my folders and naming them. So, reducing decision fatigue. So, just develop consistent routines like the workflows and the file structures so your energy is reserved for solving problems. So, a lot of agents right now are drowning in AI subscriptions. One tool for leads, another tool for listings, another tool for transactions. That's decision fatigue. So, routines and consistency are the antidote to tool overwhelm, not just task overwhelm. So, for example, I know a lot of clients in my past have had like a lot of different theorems, one for this, one for that, or they even have a couple of different ones for their leads where they come in. A tool for listings, now that one I haven't really had in the past. However, I've made my own tool for like listing descriptions that I'll also go ahead and put the link in there in the description for that in case anybody is interested in that. So that one, I haven't really had anybody in the past that have really used tools for listings. They always sit there and just come up with like off the top of their head, they'll come up with like a two-bedroom or a three-bedroom or whatever the case may be and just put like, oh, it's a cute little bungalow on the corner, something another. I mean, they come up some agents are really good about coming up with, like, listing descriptions and things, but I haven't had anybody in the past, like, really have a tool for listings, unless, of course, they're talking about, like, MLS or anything like that. So, a tool for transactions, there's always tools for transactions. You have a lot of things out there that have, that are CRMs that handle, like, the transactions and everything. So you can get overwhelmed and like keeping up with like 50 at one time. However, if that's the way you feel comfortable doing it, there's nothing wrong with that, I don't think, but it can become overwhelming sometimes. So with AI, sometimes you just gotta learn how to let some things go. And maybe like the tool for listings, like my listing description tool, have it to where it's a simple just website. You just click it, you put in like three bedroom, two bath, you put in a little bit of like if it's on the corner lot, if the bathroom's been updated, whatever, you click the button that says generate and boom, it comes up with a generation a description for you for the house. So I mean that's really it's like really handy for you. So that might be something that somebody's looking into. I'm not sure. But anyways, I've made it just in case somebody is. So moving on. So just make sure that you take breaks. Like, don't overdo yourself. Don't think just because you work at home that you have to be sitting here at a desk like 8 hours out of the day. I mean, of course, you should be sitting here like 2, 3, 4 hours. But of course, you also need breaks in between. You need to take a lunch in between. You can work like an hour and a half, take a break, work another hour or so, and then take your lunch. If you need breaks, if you need lunch, go take it. It's not a big deal. It's just make sure you know where you're at. Make sure that you can stop at a point to take a break where you can come back and you can get back focused on what you were working on. So it also helps with like reducing the stress. So of course, take breaks. Don't take a lot of them. You do have to work and make sure everything's up to date and this, that, and the other. Working at home, some people seem to think it's just because you're working at home, you don't do anything. You don't work. You just sit around and, I don't know, watch YouTube, do whatever. But no, that's not the case. So whenever you work at home, it's still working. It's like an office. It just depends on how you treat it. Like for me, I have my own little office setup. I do my office work, and when I'm working, I work. And then I take a break during the afternoon. And then I go back to working for like a couple hours and then I end the day. However, I do have a habit of like keeping my phone on me. So if an email pops in and it's from somebody that's important, I will definitely check it for sure. So to end today's video, let's talk about separating work from home. So when you decide that you're just going to work until, let's say, it's Friday, you got everything done, nothing is of vital importance until Monday, and you want to leave at 3 or 4 o'clock, well, just make sure that the day ends. You catch up on things, make sure nothing is in your inbox that came in at the last minute, and then just leave your little home office area, your desk area, or whatever and shut down notifications and go recharge. Go do whatever you were going to do. Go make supper with your family, go spend time with the kiddos, do whatever you're going to do and just recharge. Tomorrow's another day. And especially if it's heading into the weekend, try to relax your weekend. I would check in. It's just a me habit, but I usually check in throughout the weekend a couple of times just to make sure nothing came in that is vital importance and that can't wait until Monday. So just do what you gotta do, just relax and recharge. So, and also remember why we do this. So we're helping people. We're helping people buy, sell, invest, and move into their next chapter of their lives. We are transaction coordinators. We create smoother experiences for everyone. So thank you so much for joining me today. I do appreciate you staying until the end. If you stayed until the end, if you skipped over a few parts, that's okay too. I get it. Thank you so much, though, for spending time with me. If you want to subscribe, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you'll see my next video. I'm going to try to do these videos Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays. Starting next week, it'll definitely be Monday, Wednesday, Saturdays. This week just kind of got messed up. Sorry for that. So if this was helpful, I'd love to have you stick around and share things with me. Tell me what it is that you're doing. Tell me if you're starting to be a TC. Tell me if you're wanting to learn how to be a TC, or if you're already a veteran like me in the TC business. Share your comments below. So if you're serious about growing in this industry, hit subscribe. I post videos, as I stated, every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. So I will see you next time and have a great rest of your day.